prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as...
Look at the shields on the mark themselves.
Oh my god, the ball is gonna take him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the Xelnaga Caverns, what is sure to be a lengthy and epic Terran versus Terran. It's going to be mOoNan from Team FXO. He's in the red trunks, and he is to the southwest of this map, playing Terran versus his opponent, the one and only ThorZaIN from Team mousesports. He is in the blue trunks. He is also playing Terran to the northeast.
And he's also one game away from advancing in this tournament, and mOoNan one game away from dropping out of the tournament. And there's going to be a lot of pressure here on mOoNan. ThorZaIN has that free reign to do whatever he wants in this game. Could cheese, could very well do some very aggressive build, because he has that one game leeway where he can play whatever he wants in this game and then go ahead and play straight up and standard in the last game, try to get an easy win. But ThorZaIN's style is not like that. He's so strategical, very straight up, very solid Terran player. That, well, like you said in the introduction, we'll probably be looking at some lengthy TVT here.
I think that's probably the case, honestly, considering Xelnaga. I don't see a lot of very fast TVTs happening ever, really, but certainly not on Xelnaga Caverns. So, you were talking there a little bit about the psychology of a best-of-5 series. And is this a very common thing for pro players to do? If they're in a best-of-5, they're up, say, 2-1, they're one game away from winning going into Game 4. Is that the kind of time where you would expect some either cheesy or risky play, something to try and end the series quickly?
Yeah, it can go either way. You can be the aggressive one. You can be the one to make the decision, be like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do some aggressive build. Or the opposite to that is like, my opponent could do that at the same time. So you could play very, very safe to make sure you slide through to the last game and win it, because you know your opponent could very well be on tilt. He could be feeling a little bit emotional because he's one game away. So as long as you play safe, you could win. And like I said, you could go for the aggressive build yourself as you have that one game leeway towards that final series game.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of examples of some very crazy play when it comes down to the wire in these best-of-5 series. There's no doubt about that one.
And neither player is going to be... Well, actually, ThorZaIN will be at a scout, because it gets in before the marine is done, but we do have ThorZaIN, sorry, is walling off, will deny mOoNan that scouting option, has no idea if his opponent's got gas, if he has a fast command center, and it looks like the SCV will escape though.
Oh, so very, very close right there. ThorZaIN looking for the interception, didn't get it. I don't know, if the SCV gets in there and pokes it, then it will actually fall over. It just needs one little poke, and then it will explode. It is not particularly healthy at all right now, and ThorZaIN playing a little bit of hide-and-seek with mOoNan's marine right here. Wants to be a little bit careful. He's keeping an eye out for expansion timings and things like that. Oh, he doesn't manage to intercept. Nicely defended there by mOoNan, and that is so vital. It really isn't, but it's kind of a matter of pride, I suppose.
He definitely wanted to get in there to see if that factory had been gone down or a second barracks has been added with a tech lab or something. Try to get a little bit more information, but completely denied. Just going to go back to scouting. Meanwhile, we have ThorZaIN playing pretty much straight up, getting that factory. But he has added the second refinery this time, so we could be seeing some form of cloak Banshee opening, or maybe blue flame Hellions. We'll have to see which it does go down. Meanwhile, we have movement added on the reactor onto that barracks and then going for the command center.
Intriguing. So mOoNan not with a particularly aggressive opening, admittedly with the reactor there, and of course the possibility of Hellions. He's going to have a good solid defense of Marines and some Hellions maybe to do some harassment. There's the swap around, and he in fact drops the factory right there on the tech lab. It's an early tank right here for ThorZaIN.
So an early tank. It looks like it's going to be siege mode, or not even siege mode, tank expand. So it looks like ThorZaIN has a SCV ready to build that command center. And will we see siege tech being researched net with the next 100? Go on, please. Please. Okay, no, he's going to throw down a stopwatch.
Yeah, he's just doing this to annoy you, honestly. He's not going to have siege tech yet. To be fair, I don't think he really needs it. He knows his opponent's not going to get aggressive early on, so why spend the money initially? mOoNan is being defensive. He is going for this expansion right here, as we are well aware. He also has a starport coming up. I'm intrigued to see what that comes out. Early Viking coming out right here, perhaps to counteract some Banshee play. And this time, mOoNan is playing in the dark because, of course, he went up against a Warlock, so he's suspecting something like Cloak Banshee.
It could be anything. Could be Cloak Banshee, could be Fast Command Center, and when you're faced with that option, you have to play the defensive side of things, so you might as well get this Viking out to beat. You don't really want to come and come into a game, you know, 10 minutes in, and all of a sudden there's 2 Cloak Banshees in your base, and especially in the last game where you're on the threat of being kicked out. So goes ahead and gets that Viking out nice and safe.
It's not ideal, is it? Absolutely not. Now, here comes the scouting Hellion. It's a second Viking coming out. Actually, it's two Vikings coming out right here for ThorZaIN. Interesting stuff. He too, perhaps, believes that his opponent's going for that. But then again, this map really does come down to tank wars, so having a good Viking count is very important.
And mOoNan did get a key scan down and saw everything. Saw the command center, saw the starport, the factory barracks, everything was spotted there. Even saw the siege tech being researched. He knows exactly what's going to go on. And yeah, he's getting 2 Vikings out at a time now, so he's going to definitely take that early Viking lead. 4 Vikings all in total that will be coming out very, very shortly. Siege tech is done now for ThorZaIN. And now mOoNan actually killing the gold rock, surprisingly. I mean, you might as well. I mean, there's no reason not to. So he can go ahead and do that. And he's taking his natural now a little bit earlier than ThorZaIN, looking at unit tab. ThorZaIN, though, has got a few SCV lead, though.
Yep, well, ThorZaIN didn't have to use a scan, whereas his opponent did. So he's been able to get a small economic lead as a direct result of that. mOoNan clearing these rocks out and will perhaps look to expand at some point. But as he said, why not kill them? There's no practical reason not to. You might as well clean them out while your units are doing nothing.
Yeah, indeed. And we have a Viking on the left-hand side for mOoNan here just to, you know, stop any drops that do come by. I mean, he's got, he hasn't really got that much vision. He has a Xel'Naga tower, but doesn't see anything on that left side. So, safe approach once again is going to go ahead and take the other Xel'Naga tower. And now we have ThorZaIN pushing down to the lower ground. Has taken both refineries straight away. Very smart thing to do because you are playing so gas intensive, and your minerals are going to shoot up if you don't do that.
Yes, Hellion rolling out, trying to take some map control. Admittedly, a single Hellion versus a single Marine is always a little bit unpleasant, especially if you're going to get flanked by another Marine. ThorZaIN's going to be very careful there. Oh dear. Well, never mind. He didn't need that Hellion anyway.
And we have Stim now. About 25% for mOoNan. Hasn't started yet at all for ThorZaIN. He is just now adding that tech lab onto that barracks and will be wanting to get combat shields and Stim very, very shortly. And he's adding on another factory actually. So looks like we're going to be a little bit more tank heavy rather than marine heavy for ThorZaIN. Changing up a little bit throughout this entire game, or entire series should I say. He's been very marine heavy with very early upgrades, but switching up a little bit, that most likely is because he is playing on Xel'Naga cams, because it is so positional based that he's going to go ahead and do that.
I mean, he's the tank firepower. It's as simple as that. He needs to have more tanks than his opponent. These tanks have to be in a better position, and of course he needs more Vikings to ensure that he's got that visibility, and that will make a whole lot of difference. So Marines not so vital on this particular map. mOoNan has the Marine lead, 15-11. mOoNan looking for some positions. That's a couple of freebies you might be able to grab there. However, ThorZaIN knows that it's coming, and this could be the first early engagement, which could prove to be very damaging for mOoNan, that runs right into a tank salvo.
And he could actually maybe snipe off that medivac. I mean, especially with the hole in the middle of the map, could easily abuse the mobility of the Vikings. Chooses not to, though. I love the positional spread from mOoNan so far, with Marines all over the map. On the right-hand side, spotting for any drops. Also on the potential third base of ThorZaIN here as well. And likewise, ThorZaIN throwing down a supply depot on the left-hand side of the map to actually see if any drops do come in.
Smart play. mOoNan and ThorZaIN both been building sensor towers quite a lot lately. This is something that was not as popular, but is starting to become kind of a big deal when it comes to TVT.
No, you can see so much. I mean, it's got such a large radius, especially on small maps like this. I mean, it's taken the entire of the map in the middle here. And now actually mOoNan pushing up here. ThorZaIN has got position earlier though.
That could be messy. mOoNan is going for it anyway. He wants to take out that tank right there. He's able to take out one, which will stop that tank from shelling his tank. So now he's got a good position on his opponent's Xel'Naga tower, and he takes it. So that's a good positional advantage right here for mOoNan.
And mOoNan has got the upgrade advantage too, +1. It's just about to be finished for him, and we don't have any upgrades yet for ThorZaIN. He does have Stim just being researched now, though. But as we look again, I mean, as we've kind of predicted that we're going to see a lot of battles about this. That's why we have the sensor tower. And if you control the middle of the map, as long as you control the flanks too, you have a complete line cutting the map in half. And you can see everything that happens. And switching side to side, Xel'Naga tower to Xel'Naga tower, looking for any holes in your opponent's defense.
Yeah, the question is, will he be able to find any? We're about to find out. And ThorZaIN doing a little bit of good shelling right here. mOoNan's Marine count has significantly diminished. And now mOoNan going for a drop. And I'm actually kind of surprised it took this long.
Yeah, I mean, there is a supply depot going to spot it, though. ThorZaIN will know and be able to move units around for that. Even move his Vikings back to go and intercept this. And I'm surprised that we haven't really seen any Vikings in the play for mOoNan yet. Doesn't really want to fall too far behind in that. It could really lead to a lot of danger later on. And the supply depot did see it, but did ThorZaIN?
That's a good point. We see it because, of course, we're casting and we're spectating, but did ThorZaIn see it? He's shown no sign as of yet, There are no Marines in the back right there. The Vikings have not moved to intercept. And mOoNan's actually stopped, and he's going to stim them right here through the not-so-secret hallway. And ThorZaIN supply depots are...
Down.
Oh dear, that's not ideal. I suppose he's not playing against Zerg, but still that's kind of unfortunate. A lot of stim going in right here for mOoNan on that one. And in the meantime, this standoff in the middle is not proving helpful for either player. And that's a pick up and go. He's going to go for the main now as well. I'm very surprised ThorZaIN didn't see that coming.
And this is really going to help him get the economic lead back because he's so far behind in SCVs. And doing a lot of damage here, taking about 4 or 5 more down here. But it will be cleaned up eventually by ThorZaIN. But now look at the SCV tab. 61 versus 49. Nice lead by ThorZaIN so far in this game. I haven't really noticed why that he has more SCVs here. It's kind of interesting. ThorZaIN just continually to build SCVs throughout the game where mOoNan's actually stopped building SCVs. Yeah,
that wasn't all that wise considering by the looks of it. ThorZaIN's army is of a comparable size right here to mOoNan. mOoNan sieging outside of that base right there. His third appears to be fairly secure. Planetary Fortress is going up for both, which is the standard on Xel'Naga Caverns. And right now, a pretty passive standoffish game right here, with the exception of the dropship right there, which is coming down here, looking to scout the 4th, which of course is not there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been spotted either way, so I guess he had to pull out because he doesn't really know what's going on, if there's anything coming to intercept him. Meanwhile, we do have ThorZaIN with a great positional tank warfare in the middle now, but look at this movement, even better, pushing further and further up, closer to this gold base, and this could be a lot of trouble here for ThorZaIN.
Smart play there by mOoNan, very much so. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't go for a scan there, because he could have hit a number of SCVs with those tanks. Now the Viking count comes into play for ThorZaIN, who is able to get range on his opponent, and those tanks still sitting there though, so they're pretty happy. In the meantime, ThorZaIN's been doing the exact same thing, and is now shelling the refinery of mOoNan's third base. So we're talking about mirror builds. This is the mirrorest of mirrors.
The mirrorest of mirrors.
It could not be any more mirrorer if it tried.
And, it's all about this mirror position. It's all about who can do the most damage, who can defend well enough. And now we have the medivac down in the south location. Turret is doing a lot of damage to it.
Oh, down it goes. ThorZaIN misjudging that one. Missile turret's kind of dangerous.
Indeed, and the refinery does go down for mOoNan here. Big loss, and also the same for ThorZaIN. And that siege tank has 10 kills for mOoNan on the end, and the other one has 3 for ThorZaIN. So mOoNan a little bit ahead because of that position, and is running a lot of units down this left-hand side flank now. A lot of Marines are coming down. We'll be able to kill the supply depot and do more harassment towards the back.
Well, hey, might as well take the freebie while it's there, and of course deny that scouting information. Not that it really helped ThorZaIN the last time, and it just happens. You can only look at so many things at once, and that's something that people have to understand. You can cry and scream about, oh god, why did ThorZaIN not see that? But whatever the case, we've got mOoNan charging into a large tank line of ThorZaIN, unable to do any real damage, and is repulsed after a little bit of marine warfare.
Yeah, he lost a lot there, and now ThorZaIN can take full advantage and go underneath the gold base. He has a medivac to help spot there too, and can rain a lot of fire down. Meanwhile, we do have mOoNan attacking the back of ThorZaIN, going to take down both supply depots. He could get the armory, which is researching the +1 vehicle.
Yeah, that would be very, very useful for him. Admittedly, the armory kind of tough to take down. In the meantime, there's ThorZaIN shelling on the gold base of mOoNan, and he's denied mining completely, so that is not very good for mOoNan at all. He looks for the armory, can't take it, and he is nicely cleaned up there by ThorZaIN. So a good set of engagement for ThorZaIN, with mOoNan going in initially, and mOoNan was looking to do big damage, and he actually ended up taking big damage in return. Thrown back as ThorZaIN took minimal losses. mOoNan can't have been happy with that.
I mean, yeah, he can't be happy with this situation at all. It's a very powerful position to be in, but there are a lot of units by mOoNan now. He could actually clean this up.
We'll find out, folks. We will find out very, very shortly indeed as they go for this base. And mOoNan looking for the deployment. He's actually kind of late on it, but he does have the tank firepower. So, yeah, he has the cleanup right there. Big losses on both sides. mOoNan comes out the victor on that one, however.
But ThorZaIN has the economic advantage.
Yes,
he has the gold base. He now has a 4th base on the right-hand side, which has it been spotted yet by mOoNan? No, it hasn't. So
it's about to be, by the looks of it. mOoNan continues to shift to the right, but he's more interested in engaging here. That was a bad engagement right there for mOoNan, honestly, and ThorZaIN wisely not charging a huge number of Marines into that tank line. mOoNan tried to draw him out by the looks of it, but the bait was not taken.
47 SCVs versus 68 now. Still with a nice lead by ThorZaIN, and mOoNan still doesn't know about this. And we have a huge engagement on this left-hand side lane.
Yeah, and a very easy cleanup right there for ThorZaIN as well. He was able to break that siege line to the side, and now he's going to get into the flank. The thing is, mOoNan actually had a redundant tank position. This is how crazy this is. It's tanks within tanks. It's tankception going on right here.
Tankception. That's really funny, actually.
Oh, God. We have to go deeper, ladies and gentlemen. That's what mOoNan is saying right now. And he only has 8 tanks versus 11, however. So that is a little bit dangerous. ThorZaIN with a deployment. Is it going to be in time? Ouch, ouch, ouch. mOoNan's able to clean that one up. He took some losses, but it was worth it, certainly, to break that. A few free medevacs as well. It's perfect. And now ThorZaIN's tank count drops below mOoNan's.
Yeah, and that's what he needed to get back into this game, but his SCV count is so low that you can look at his resource balance. It's 200 minerals and like 1,500 gas. He has so much gas, he just doesn't really have that much income via minerals, and ThorZaIN with this 4th base is definitely going to take that lead for sure. And with this lead, he's even going to push his advantage into his upgrades. He's currently at 2-2. +3 almost done for his Marines, and +3 Marines, wow, Total Biscuit, we know how strong they are.
They height. They height. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what accent that was, but trust me, they height. And right now, that infantry level 3 is coming in. I mean, I would have been expecting mOoNan to start sinking a lot of gas into upgrades since he had so much. Admittedly, even the level 3 upgrades are still quite pricey when it comes to minerals, and really he's got to be building tanks to try and get his count back up, and he is almost there. He is now 9 for 9 right here. In the meantime, we've got a rollout right here by mOoNan, who is sieging the 4th base of ThorZaIN, and ThorZaIN's going to be forced to move to respond to that. Either that or sacrifice the base.
Yeah, well, I think he might just like leave the fight. I don't think he'll try and intercept it. I think what he'll do is just get everything together, and because mOoNan spreads so thin, he's like on one line.
Through, yeah,
he'll just punch through one line now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an unsiege with all these Marines, especially now +3's done. He might wait for +3 armor and see what that can do, but I mean, he's just repairing that planetary fortress on the right-hand side to keep it alive. And yeah, that's definitely the best way, just to go punch through one of these lines here.
There's an interesting response there by ThorZaIN, who actually drops some tanks of his own in right now, and mOoNan was not directing his fire correctly. Nicely done there by ThorZaIN.
Yeah, and he cleans up those tanks and can successfully continue to mine from here. And now we have a 5th base being occupied by ThorZaIN, moving that orbital command, or not orbital command, sorry, command center down to that location. And +3 armor, so close from being finished now, and as well as +2 vehicle weapons. Nice upgrades from ThorZaIN. Vikings do spot onto this right-hand side planetary fortress, so tanks can continue to rain damage.
ThorZaIN doesn't quite have the range right here. It's not in the right position. In the meantime, a single Marine denying a 6th base, by the looks of it, from ThorZaIN.
And 3 bullies come and take that 1 Marine out, and he can successfully mine from there now.
Yeah, nicely done. In the meantime, taking shelling, but again, this is not enough damage to really outdo the repairs. So ThorZaIN not all that concerned for the time being.
Losing a little bit of units on this right-hand side lane, mOoNan is doing there. ThorZaIN with great tank position so far, and +3 armor's about to finish soon. Nice stim on the right-hand side. He's going to pick off these tanks. Can he get the second one, though?
That is a bit risky, and running into a planetary fortress fire. Yeah, he can take the tanks out, but he did take some heavy losses in the process. That said, there's no real defense right here for this planetary fortress right now, so any kind of aggressive tank play should be able to clean it up quite nicely.
And now we have all these Marines together in the middle of the map. The upgrades are about to finish.
And we've got a bit of harassment up right here as ThorZaIN's 6th base takes a lot of fire from the cliff. I believe it's his 6th base, isn't it?
5th base.
Oh, big charge. Wow, ThorZaIN has had enough. As you were saying about punching through right there, good split, a good cleanup. He wipes out those tanks very quickly, and he's now looking to secure that base up to the side. And it's looking very, very good right here for ThorZaIN as he charges through. mOoNan, why is mOoNan not redirecting his tank fire?
Yeah, I mean, the Marines were so low on health, there's hardly any medivacs out, and they'd stim so much, but now ThorZaIN has full advantage in this position in the middle of the map, raining down onto this core position, and this could be really dangerous for, and especially because Marines are coming down to this south location, and it's an orbital command.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's not ideal, is it? Those Marines will wipe that out. The 3rd base down, the 4th base now going down as well. These Marines did some harassment up to the top, but ThorZaIN really wasn't too concerned about that, and this is when the game starts to really swing in the favor of mOoNan. Not mOoNan, ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN!
Yeah, and ThorZaIN's Marines do get cleaned up very low on HP, but he has such a lead in economy that he's at 183 supply now versus mOoNan's 123. He doesn't have any mining bases at the moment. Well, I guess the natural counts as a mining base, but it's so low in resources at the moment.
Yep, very, very true. And that means that ThorZaIN is going to go for the kill. The question is, will he be able to get it sooner or later? mOoNan charges 2 tanks in the middle of nothing. That is not ideal. Long distance mining, I think not. That's a duck shoot right here for ThorZaIN.
Oh wow, so many SUVs go down. He's already behind. He's now down at 35, probably drop a little bit more. And nice play by ThorZaIN. And I don't know, it's looking so dire for mOoNan at the moment. He could be on the verge of going out now. I don't know. He needs to get up a main base, really, to start mining again.
The problem is he's outnumbered and he's outgunned in every possible respect. I mean, his opponent's got more medivacs, he's got more tanks, he's got more Marines. His upgrade count is 3-3 as opposed to his opponent, who actually, never mind, has actually got 3-3 right here. There's the shelling going out. ThorZaIN actually doesn't seem to care at this point. It's just like, oh, Marines, I've got plenty of those. Yeah,
sacrificial Marines at the same time, though, pushing down the left-hand flank now of the Xel'Naga Towers, cleaning out all the tanks and Marines.
Wow, that is a cleanup and a half. ThorZaIN gunning him down right here. The +2 weapon upgrade helping out a lot. And, of course, the +1 vehicle plating, very useful against Marines, especially considering they have +3, so he needs that resistance. ThorZaIN just rolling in unopposed right now, and this could be the end of mOoNan, as ThorZaIN just staying mobile. He doesn't care about the deployment, and why would he?
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to siege up now on this natural, and this is going to be the most impossible line ever. He brings down a mule to help, but not going to be able to do anything.
No, somehow I think not. ThorZaIN losing a couple of tanks, but really so many shells. GG, ladies and gentlemen. ThorZaIN, a master of the shell game. What can we say?
Great TVT there, very strategical, very positional based. And do we need an RTS? We need a PTS, positional strategy game.
Apparently so. I mean, to be fair, that's what TVT is all about on Xel'Naga Caverns. We expected it, that's what happened, and you saw that ThorZaIN is evidently the master of that, with mOoNan getting some good shots in, but still, ThorZaIN controlled the pace of that game, and as a result, he goes on to the next round.
Indeed, and good luck to ThorZaIN in the future rounds. Unfortunately, we are going to lose mOoNan, our FXO player, our former Brood War semi-pro.
Well, he did get very, very far, so congratulations to mOoNan. We've seen some extremely impressive games from him, and look forward to seeing more from him in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the IGN Pro League Season 2, cast by myself, Total Biscuit.
And D'Apollo.
And we will be back with more action in the near future, no doubt. Don't go anywhere.